Hello guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm doing another video where I talk about my PCOS and my weight loss journey. I will have all of the other videos linked down below because this is like a series that I've been doing on my channel. I honestly have a very hard time talking about my PCOS, but I know that every single time I post a video, the video gets comments about other people telling me their stories and what they go through, and the whole point of me sharing this is not for attention, but to spread awareness and to also allow other people to be reminded that you're not alone, because coming from somebody who has PCOS and who has been through this before and is still going through it, I know how the feeling of being alone can feel, and I know how hard it is. So my goal here isn't for attention, it's to spread awareness and just to remind everyone that you're not alone, and I never want anyone to feel like that. And if my story can help in any way, then I'm going to share it. So this is going to be an update on my weight loss and my PCOS. I split this video up into a few categories because I have a lot that I want to talk about, and I wrote it down on my phone so I don't forget, because a lot of the times I forget half the things I want to say and I don't want that to happen again. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is an update on my weight loss. If you don't know, I will do a very brief overview. In February of last year, I weighed around 200 pounds and I lost 60 plus pounds within 3 months. So by May, I want to say 19th, I was already 60 pounds down from the 200 pounds. I don't remember the exact numbers, so if you do want to hear the exact numbers, you can go back to the video that I'll link down below. But that video still to this day is gaining so many views, and it honestly blows my mind because I never imagined that video to do that well. And I just want to say right now, thank you so much. I appreciate all the nice comments and all the support I'm getting on that video. It really means so much to me, especially because that video was very, very hard for me to post in the first place. But like I said, the goal was to spread awareness and let people know that they aren't alone, because again, I know how it feels, and in that moment I did feel very alone, even though I wasn't. It's just a feeling that I couldn't get rid of in my head, if that makes sense. But now I'm at a point where I do really understand that, and I'm so grateful and so happy that I have all the people I have in my life, and they really did help me in so many ways. And I knew that at the time, but it was just a harder thing I had to process because it was something I had to do by myself and for myself, if that makes sense. So that's what I mean when I say I knew I wasn't alone, but it felt like I was, because there was nothing really anybody could do to help me. I just had to get through it by myself. But that does not mean that all the support wasn't appreciated, because it was, and I can't say that enough. So if you are somebody that I know watching this video or that helped me in any way during that process, just know I thank you so much and I love you. And I love all of you for all of your nice comments, and it doesn't go unnoticed. But this is what I mean and why I wrote a list, because I can talk for hours about this. But going back to my weight loss update, if you didn't know, I lost 60 plus pounds within a very short amount of time, and I was very proud of myself at the time. I want to say right now that I am still in a steady maintenance weight, but with that being said, since I lost it so fast, I was very scared of gaining the weight back. And I mentioned this in my update video, but I kind of fluctuate between 10 pounds because I have PCOS. That is something that I am very okay with, because I know that a lot of it is water retention and a lot of it is related to my PCOS. And although I still do have weight loss goals that I will talk about in a little bit, I think it is very good that I found a routine that allows me to stay within 10 pounds of my original weight that I would like to be. And that has been something that has been helping me a lot. Now I get the question all the time, how did you lose the weight so fast? How did you keep it off and everything like that? I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, and I said this before, I didn't do it in a way that I would do it again. I made a lot of mistakes when I was doing my weight loss journey, and I did get a lot of symptoms after the fact that I did talk about, which I'll talk about in a minute. But the one thing I will say is going to the gym and staying active is something that I continuously fall more in love with. And recently I have been taking some time off due to a unfortunate family situation, but going to the gym has really become something that I can call my therapy, and something that allows me to feel my best and be happy once I'm there. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys it's easy for me to go to the gym, because sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, no, there is no way I want to go to the gym right now, get on a treadmill, run, or even power walk and then lift weights. But I push myself, and this is again something I'm going to cover in a minute, but I push myself in order to get to the gym. And once I get there, all I have to do is follow the workout class that I'm in. And even though it's hard, once I'm there, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm here, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to put 110% effort into this workout because I did the hard part. I showed up. So that is something that has really really helped me stay within my maintenance and only fluctuate those 10 pounds. Now, I do want to say that I don't know if it's always going to be like this. I like to call the flare-ups I have PCOS flare-ups because I know when they're happening, and for me, it is really hard to kind of just stop it when it's happening. For me, I can be aware of it and at the same time have no idea how to fix it, and that is something I struggle with a lot. And I think that just continuously going to the gym and sticking to a somewhat healthy lifestyle is something that has really helped me. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys I don't have pasta. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that I have healthy food 24/7 because I don't. And my weight loss story has always been very honest, and that is how I'm going to keep it. And there is a lot of the times where I'm not in a healthy diet and I'm not doing exactly what I would like to do, but I do think that in those moments when I drink a lot of water and when I stick to a gym routine and stuff like that, it really does help me stay within that 10-pound fluctuation. And the reason why I'm talking about fluctuation so much is because of my PCOS. With PCOS, it is very easy, at least for myself, to gain weight. And I'm just gonna say right now, I'm not certified in what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my personal story, and just remember that what works for me may not work for you. And when I talk about PCOS, I know that everyone has different symptoms when it relates to PCOS, so I'm just talking about my symptoms and what happens to me. And for me, I tend to gain weight very rapidly, and it feels like there's nothing I can do once it starts, which is what I call a PCOS flare-up, to get it to stay steady again. And it's very frustrating, and that is the little update I wanted to tell you guys, because going to Orange Theory and staying consistent in the gym has been the #1 thing that has helped me. And whenever I do notice a 10-pound weight gain, then I start tracking my food a little more and start increasing how much water I drink a day, and I do notice the difference pretty fast. So that is what I personally do when I do notice a PCOS flare-up. The next thing I'm going to talk about is my hair struggles. So in one of my videos that I posted that I'll link down below, I talked about a very hard thing that happened to me after I lost a lot of weight, and that was my hair rapidly falling out. There has been many things I had to do in order to get my hair back to where it is now, and it's not fully where it was before I started this weight loss journey. I didn't mention this in this video, but I have in many of my other ones. I did keto. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's a bad diet because I know that it works for a lot of people, but I am going to sit here and tell you that I personally will never do it again. That is not me saying anything about keto. That's just me telling you that it didn't work for me. Although it worked in a weight loss perspective, it didn't work for what my body actually needed. And that is why personally, I will never do keto again for a long period of time because of all the symptoms that I had after getting off of keto. I'm not saying that keto caused my hair to fall out, but I am saying that keto combined with what my body needed and how much food my body needed and so many other factors did cause my hair to rapidly fall out. And the weird part was that it started happening after I went off of keto. Like I said, it was falling out very rapidly. I would take a shower and I would have chunks of my hair from one brush in my hand, and it was getting really concerning. I went to the doctor. I had to get a lot of tests done, and eventually I just started going on vitamins, and I took and still take these vitamins to this day, and it did really help. But I think also changing my diet back and just changing some lifestyle changes did really help me start to notice a change in my hair growing back. Although it doesn't fall out as much anymore, there is still times where I do notice a more than normal amount of hair to fall out, and it is still very upsetting for me, but I am at a point where I am a lot more comfortable talking about it from the time that I did post that video. I believe back in, it may have been October, don't quote me on that, but a few months ago. And although it still does happen, I am a lot happier with how my hair looks now, and that part is getting a lot better. The next thing I want to talk about is my PCOS symptoms. I've talked about this before, and I actually think one of my first videos I ever posted on this channel was about PCOS. For me, like I mentioned, my PCOS symptoms are late periods and weight gain, and those are the two I really see a lot, and it is really hard to deal with sometimes. You know, there's obviously other PCOS symptoms that I do deal with and that I may deal with in the future, but right now, those are the main ones that I am dealing with continuously. And like I said, it affects everybody differently from what I understand, and it is a very hard thing to grasp on how to deal with it. You know, there is no cure that I know of for it, and just kind of trying to figure out what works for my body and what will help me maintain a healthy weight is something that I often do think about. And then I also think about infertility. I also think about so many other symptoms that could come down the line. And while I try to be positive about it and not think about it, it's something that is very real and something that I do have to think about because it is something that comes with PCOS. And although I don't know necessarily if it will affect me, that doesn't mean it won't. And it's a lot that I have to think about and just kind of be aware of so that I can take necessary actions if needed when that time does come around. The next thing I want to talk about is weight goals. So like I said, I'm still within that 10-pound fluctuation range, and where I am happy with where I am, there is a lot of things that I want to do differently that I think will make me even happier. Personally, I want to be able to tone up even more. I think that is the #1 weight loss / weight goal that I have. I'm not necessarily looking at the number on the scale. I'm looking at how my body looks and how my body feels. I think that that's something that's really important, and that I really started understanding that it matters more about how my body feels. And I know that I feel my best when I feel tone and I feel healthy. And I'm not saying I'm not there right now, but I know that I can do a lot better. So that is something that for me, I really want to implement within these next few months. And I have some plans on how I want to do that, but I'm not positive yet. So I'll share that in my next update video. But that is kind of where I'm at with my weight goals. I want to be able to still go to Orange Theory, but I think I want to start going to the gym on top of it and just focusing on lifting. I was doing that a few months ago with my boyfriend, and I really did start to feel a little bit of a difference. So I think if I stay more consistent with it, I'll definitely begin to feel more of a difference. And I also want and need to eat more protein, because I know that I need to have a lot of protein and I am not good at that. So I definitely want to start being better at that, and also incorporating more healthy fruits and vegetables into my diet as well, because I know that could help as well. I just want to say right now, because I don't like talking about this stuff without reminding you that you are beautiful just the way you are, and just because I want to change something does not mean that you have to. And I like to say that because I know that these videos can be very sensitive, and again, I'm only talking about my story and what works for me, so please don't feel influenced by this in any way. What matters the most is that you're happy with where you are, and I love you, and you're beautiful just the way you are, so please remember that. The next thing and the last thing I'm going to talk about is discipline. I talked about this a little bit in my Cancun vlog, which kind of seems weird, but it's because I was going to the gym and I felt very unmotivated. And I wanted to talk about discipline because discipline is something that is the main factor that got me from here to here within my weight loss journey. Like I said before, I didn't always want to go to the gym. I don't always want to go to the gym now. Sometimes I think to myself, I'm too tired. I don't want to wake up and go to the gym. I want to sleep through more hours. And then I ask myself, will future me be happy if I decide to skip my gym day? Not necessarily with how I look, but with how I feel. And the answer is always no. Future me would want me to get up, go to the gym, push myself so that I can feel that much better one day sooner. That's what makes me keep going. Now, something with discipline that is very hard to understand, at least for me, is the difference between listening to your body and pushing your body. Listening to your body is when your body is telling you, in my opinion, don't go to the gym. I need a break. Then by all means, I listen to my body. I don't go to the gym, because if my body is physically telling me it needs a break, I'm going to listen, because that can actually even help me more from my personal experience. Now, if my body is telling me, I just want to sleep, I don't need the extra sleep, but I just want to because I'm tired and I don't want to go to the gym, but I am capable of going to the gym, then I'm going to push myself, I'm going to stay disciplined, and I'm going to go to the gym. But with that being said, I think that learning the difference between listening to my body and my body telling me I need a break is something that has helped me so much, and is something that really has gotten me from here to here within my journey, and something that I will continuously talk about, because it really did change the game for me, and it continues to every single time. Because when I don't feel motivated, that's what I ask myself, and then I continuously think about fun things that are coming up, and I kind of just trick my brain into remembering that I can do anything I set my mind to, because it is true, you can do anything that you set your mind to, and you really just have to believe in yourself. And when I remind myself that I can do it, and that there's no reason why I can't go to the gym, I feel so much better and I feel so much more motivated. And if that doesn't work, then I start telling myself I get to go to the gym. I get to wake up and I get to go to the gym. It's a mindset. When I started my weight loss journey, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it was easy. It was horrible. I didn't want to go to the gym at all. I didn't see progress in the beginning. It was so unmotivating, but I just kept using that discipline to push myself. And that is what really got me from point A to point B. So with discipline, that is how I kind of trick my brain. I don't want to ever come across as it's easy for me to go all the time. It's easy for me to stick to this diet, because it's not. And there is times where I do fall out of a routine, and then I have to push myself even harder to get back into that routine. And like I said, I'm always going to be honest with you guys. I'm always going to tell you when it's hard and when it's not, and how I get around those difficulties, and that is how I personally do it. With that being said, I just talked for a while. I hope this cleared some things up, and if you have any other questions, please let me know. I would love to keep doing update videos and even do some vlogs taking you guys along my weight loss journey and everything like that. I said in one of my videos a while back that I was going to do the 75 hard. I'm not gonna lie, that did not work for more than 3 days. I got so distracted, and then I was gonna start it again, and then I didn't, and then I was gonna start it again, and then other stuff happened, and it just didn't work out, and that's okay. sometimes things don't work out, and sometimes certain diets and certain routines aren't for you, and that is completely okay. Like I said, just because something works for me doesn't mean it's going to be the right step for you, and just because something works for you doesn't mean it's going to be the right routine for me. So just want to put it out there that it's okay if things don't work out the way they're supposed to, and I truthfully believe that everything happens for a reason. So with that, remember that you're beautiful. Remember that you can do anything you set your mind to. All you have to do is believe in yourself, because it really does start with mindset. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video really soon. Bye.